Hello and welcome to the new style Edexcel GCSEs. These are the ones that go from grades 9 to grades 1. This is paper 1MA1/3H and we're picking up in question 14. In 14a it says, show that the equation x cubed plus 4x equals 1 has a solution between x equals 0 and x equals 1. The most important thing to spot here is this is x cubed. It is not x squared, so this is not a quadratic equation, so you cannot solve it using the quadratic formula or completing the square or factorization. Okay, so we want to show that this equation has a solution between x equals 0 and x equals 1. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to define f of x is equal to x cubed plus 4x. That's all. Now if x is 0, so we're saying f of 0 is equal to, well, 0 cubed is 0, plus 4 times 0 is 0, so then f of 0 is equal to 0. It's not equal to 1. So f of 1, because we're told that we've got to show that there's a solution between 0 and 1, so f of 1 is equal to, well, 1 cubed is 1, plus 4 times 1 is 4, so that's 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. So I'm actually going to type this. Since f of x is continuous, and I don't think you're expected to prove that it's continuous, you're just supposed to know that it's continuous. And f of 0 is less than 1, and f of 1 is greater than 1, then f of x equals 1, and why didn't that f show up? Then f of x equals 1 must lie for x, for 0 less than x less than 1, which is how we say x is between 0 and 1. So the important thing there is that you know that it's a continuous function, and that because f of 0 is less than 1 and f of 1 is greater than 1, then f of x is equal to 1 must lie somewhere between x equals 0 and x equals 1. And that's your 2 marks. Okay, part B says show that the equation x cubed plus 4x equals 1 can be arranged to give x equals 1 over 4 minus x cubed over 4. Well, that's fairly straightforward. Let's start with our x cubed plus 4x equals 1, and we want to isolate x, so let's have our x cubed come over, so that's 4x is equal to 1 minus x cubed, and then we just divide everything through by 4, so x is equal to 1 over 4 minus x cubed over 4, which was to be shown. Picking up in part C, it says starting with x sub 0 equals 0, use the iteration formula x of n plus 1 is equal to 1 over 4 minus xn cubed over 4 twice to find an estimate for the solution of x cubed plus 4x is equal to 1. Okay. So we're starting with x sub 0 equals 0, so let's have n equals 0, which we don't really have a choice. So x of n plus 1 will be 0 plus 1 is 1, so that's x sub 1 is equal to 1 over 4 minus x sub n, well, it's 0, x sub 0 is equal to 0, and n is equal to 0, so it's x sub 0 is equal to 0. 0 cubed is 0, and 0 divided by 4 is 0. So we know x sub 1 is equal to 1 over 4. So now we use the iteration formula again. This time n is equal to 1, and x sub 2, 1 plus 1 equals 2, is equal to 1 over 4 minus, well, xn this time, n is 1, so this is x sub 1, which we know is 1 over 4, and 1 over 4 cubed. So this is equal to 1 over 4 cubed divided by 4. Now, that may look ugly, but it's not really all that hard. So that's 1 over 4 minus, well, 1 over 4 cubed is just 1 cubed over 4 cubed, which is divided by 4. And 1 cubed over 4 cubed is just 1 over 4 cubed. But we're also dividing it by 4, and since the 4 cubed is on the denominator, and then we're dividing by 4, so this is 1 over 4 to the power 4. Well, 1 over 4 to the power 4 is the same as 4 squared times 4 squared, which is 16 times 16, which is 256. So that's equal to 1 over 4 minus 1 over 256. So, what we have to do to subtract the fractions is make the denominators the same. Now, I know that 64 times 4 is 256. That's because I did so much computer science, but I just know my 2 to the power n. So this is 1, so this will be 64 over 256, which is a quarter, minus 1 over 256, which of course is equal to 63 over 256. Obviously this is a calculator paper, so if you didn't know that 4 to the power 4 is 256, congratulations, you actually have a life. And also you can just use a calculator. So our answer here is 63 over 256 for our 6 marks. You can also express that as a decimal. The examiners will be quite happy if you express it as a decimal. So if you did use a calculator, you could just express your answer as a decimal. In fact, let's grab the calculator anyway, and let's do it as if we didn't know that. So we've got 1 over 4 equals 0.25 minus, open brackets, 1 over 4 cubed divided by 4, and that's equal to, in fact I'm just going to copy that and I'm going to paste that. So that's the number we're looking for, and just to check that we've got the right answer, let's just do 63 divided by 256. And that's equal to 0.24609,375. That's 0.24609,375. So it doesn't matter if you use a calculator or if you did it in your head. Either way, so long as you can get there quickly and accurately, then you can get your nice 6 marks. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Good luck with your revision, good luck with your exams, and I'll see you in another video.